All right, so welcome to Sunday night spins here at 35 to 1 Roulette Cruisin. I'm just going to be practicing over some strategies and answering some questions. So anybody that's got any questions, just throw it in the chat for me, and and I'll do my best to answer the questions as they show up. Just got off a cruise Friday, and usually I try to get on here on Sunday nights. I start with a $1,000 bankroll and just run through some strategies that I would normally play on the cruise. So the cruise I just got off of was Liberty of the Seas out of Fort Lauderdale, and it was fairly successful. Wound up with like 370 points or something, which I wasn't going for a lot of points anyway. But I acquired that many points and only lost like $94, I think, over the course of the whole cruise. So anyway, so I'm going to go over some strategies. Hey, Ken, how you doing, buddy? Did you get a chance to see my cruise debrief? Just curious as if you saw it. I'm going to kind of go over some of those strategies I discussed on that video. The one strategy that did really well on the last cruise was the 30 chip, and I'm saying it's 30 chip plus pressure, I guess, or with pressure. And so let's do that one real quick. I want to go through that one again because that seemed to be my most successful strategy for the cruise, was a 30 chip with pressure. So here we go. So we're going to buy in for $300. And remember, on the cruise, you got to give them your CPass card. They'll scan it, give it back to you. That's how you get your points, okay? All right, so we're going to go $300. And on the cruise, they wouldn't give you $300 in chips. Okay, so they would give me 200. So these are $2 chips. So I'm going to play it just like the cruise and make sure that, I practice like I'm going to be playing on the cruise, okay? And then they gave me a black chip. All right, so here is 200 in color, which I'm playing with orange tonight. And let's see. So with the 30 chip, the 30 chip goes, you're placing a chip on the double street, the corner, and we're going to do that from the 4-7 double street all the way down. Okay, so pretty well, this is the layout right here. And the only reason I'm practicing this one tonight is because this seemed to be a strategy that worked really well for earning the points. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was a lot to keep up with, Ken. I would get through playing a session, and then I would have to go to a slot machine and put my card in to see what my point total was. So it was like I'd play a session, I'd have to walk away, wait 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes, go over, plug my card in. It would tell me how many points I had at that current time. So it doesn't show you that session. So every time it would just keep adding to it. So, so just kind of using math or whatever to figure out how many points I got for that session. And so I just tried to keep up with that the entire time because, like I said, I wasn't going for a lot of points, but I like to keep up with that kind of stuff because I like to see what kind of average they're giving me, right? All right, so here we go. So this strategy here, so it's the 30 chip, and saying 30 chip with pressure. Okay, so with this strategy, we're going to try to go 20 spins and see how it holds up. We need to hit right down the middle. Okay, so we need to hit this middle column because that middle column pays 18 chips profit. Okay, all right, so 25. All right. The outside columns from 7 to 31 and 9 to 33 are a push. Okay, so that's a push. Okay, so this strategy is called 30 chip. You can find the strategy on my other videos. It's just called 30 chip. This is what I started with. But what I've come to figure out is why not put those 18 chips of profit. So I'm calling it 30 chip with pressure. All right, so 2. So that's a bad number. So that's a 30 chip loss. So instead of raking the table for time purposes, we're just going to go ahead and give up 30 chips right there. So that was a complete loss on that one. Yeah, so you got 5 bad numbers. You got 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, are bust numbers. Okay, 36. Okay, 36, 34, 4, and 6 are a 15 chip loss. So let's just do this. So we'll just go 5 right there. So there's 15. And right now, it's not looking like this strategy is going to hold up very well. Hey, Ambient Mopar's here. All right, did you set a timer or an alarm to come on here with us tonight? Well, it's daytime where you're at, isn't it? All right, so 25 again. That's a push. And we're just running through the 30 chip with pressure strategy. We're waiting for that middle column to hit before we put it to work, okay? And that's what the pressure is. The pressure is going to be the 18 chips, okay? All right, 15. All right, that's a push. $25 again. What in the world? So 25 is our number. You set an alarm for 8 a.m. Well, I appreciate you setting the alarm so you could join us tonight. I know you're always just a little late getting to the party, but that's okay. We understand. All right, 2 again. What in the world? This strategy has just took a kick right in the tail. Let's see. So I don't think I got enough to do that. So let me just let me get 100 right there, and this here. So all right, so there I just cashed in that 100, so we know this is 30 chips right there. All right, man, we're getting smacked right now with this strategy. Okay, 30. All right, that's a push. So I bought in for $300. I should have turned my fan on up here a little earlier, but goodness, I'm burning up. Okay, 33. That's another push. But, you know, hey, with any strategy, this is why I practice it like I do. You know, it could go south at any time with any strategy you try. So, you know, you've always got to have a few strategies in your back pocket. So when things start falling apart, you know, kind of something to fall back on. All right, 5. We know that's a 6 chip loss. So we're going to go ahead and collect those 6 chips. And then we're going to replace them right here. And you'd be surprised. I mean, with this much coverage, you know, you would think you couldn't hardly lose, but I mean, we've been busted what, twice already, and a couple of half losses, I think, and then that 6 chip loss, 19. That's a push. All right, what are we on? All right, this is spin number 12. So let's do this. There's 10. All right, 24. That's another push. So far, we're in the hole. Pretty bad right this second. Come on, get us a good number. All right, 9. That's a push. So I like the average for this strategy here is $60, of course, because I'm playing with $2 chips. And then if I can put the pressure on, you know, that's not $96. But I got to get it to I got to win this middle column to make it work. That's another push. And I can't quite seem to hit that middle column. $28. That's a push. All right, this is spin number 16. And all that, we haven't hit a middle column yet. Finally. All right, so we know that middle column is a 18 chip profit. So there is 15, 18 right there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take 9 chips and put here and 9 chips there. So we have 9 chips on the first column, 9 chips on the third column. So now, if either one of them hit, it's a 9 chip profit. Okay, 35, except there. Let's see. Let's take this and take this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. That is a. We lost the 18 we won a minute ago plus 6 chips. All right, so we're just going to reset with what we have out here. All right, so 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in the cycle, that was a 6 chip loss. Wow. It's like, what in the world? I think we've hit everything that can go wrong with this strategy during these spins. So this is spin number 18. Yeah, it's going to be hard to recover these losses with only 2 spins left. And there's a 0. All right, so everything that can be hit to hurt us, let's just leave them there. Let's see, so that's 20. And there's 30. All right, but hey, I'm showing you how it can work for you or not, right? And as of right now, I can show you how it can't work. How about it, Jags fan? Old Lady Liberty wasn't too bad. Night 1 was like a $240 loss, but I finished the entire cruise only down $94. So I had good recovery on I think night 3 and night 4 kind of did a little better. All right, so 12, that's a push. All right, this is spin 20. I said I was going to go 20 spins with it. And probably if I was probably after a couple of those losses, I'd have probably went ahead and cashed out and walked away, because the wheel was not on our side with the strategy. Okay, 29. Okay, so that is an 18 chip profit. $15, $18. All right, so there's our 18 chip profit. So let's see. I got plenty of you chatting in. Should we keep going? Y'all want me to go to spin 30? See if we can survive to spin 30. And as of right now, on the cruise with this strategy, they had me an average of $100 for this strategy because I could hit the middle column. I'd get the 18 chips down here, which would make it 96. And they had me at $100 the whole time I was playing this strategy. So y'all want me to go 30 spins? Let's see. So Jags fan, go for it. All right, Ken, here we go. We're going to go for it. So we're going to try it. So Ken says go for it. What was your buy-in? Okay, my buy-in was $300. So I bought in for $300. I am down really bad. So we're gonna go 10 more spins. We're gonna see if we can survive 30 spins. You see what I have left here. I've only got 3 chips left, which is only $6 because those are $2 chips. So let's see if we can survive 10 more spins. So, but hey, I went 20 spins, and if they had my average at 60, so that'd be 120 points. Okay, is kind of where we're at right now. They really haven't increased it. It has been a bad run. Okay, so that is a 9-chip profit. So there it is, 9 chips. So I'm just going to bring those back to my rack now. I'm just going to collect now. Okay, so what was that? That was 31 or 21. There's 22. I got to keep up with that. Okay, so now the way it's set up right now, this column pays 9 chips. This column from 9 to 33 pays 9 chips. Okay. All right, 31. That's another 9-chip profit. All right, there's 9 chips right there. And I'm just going to collect. Spend 23. And if it hits anywhere in this middle column from 8 to 32 now, it's a push. So what we're wanting to have happen, we're wanting first column, second column from 7 to 31 and 9 to 33 to hit. That's what we're wanting to hit. All right, that's 11. That's a push. Nope. And one thing they started doing when I would hit, they would actually pay this 9 and 9 right there, and then they would pay me with like a, I think they'd pay me $50, 50 plus 1 colored chip. That's what they started doing, and that helped kind of, I could pocket those greens, you know what I'm saying? All right, so 25, that is another 9-chip profit. We're going to bring that back to the rack. All right, we're going to spend 25. Oh, 1. That's where it all goes south. But hey, look at this. So we lose. Okay, so there's 9 right there, and this here. All right, but we lose all this. Okay, it's almost like an insurance right there. Okay, so I take these 9 chips, these 3 stacks of 9, and I just rebet. And I think it's 3. We wind up 3 chips short. So now all we have to do is add those 3 chips right there, and now we're back to step 1. Okay, and hopefully the pit boss has come by and looked and saw that and said, oh, he's at 100 now. So now he's got your average at $100. So you should receive 100 points every 10 spins. Okay, 26, perfect. All right, so we know that is an 18-chip profit. Okay, so there's 18. All right, so there's 9 and 9. Let's see. This is spin 27. Okay, 11. That's a push. Okay, spin 28. All right, 8. Dang it, man. Keep hitting these middle ones now. Now that I'm set this way, it wants to hit the middle. All right, that's a push. All right, we got 10 of y'all watching. If y'all don't mind, hit that like button for me. Maybe we get some other people come on here. All right, 13. There we go. So that's a 9-chip profit. All right, there's 9 chips. Okay, all right, this is spin number 30. So we're 30 spins in. This is the 30 chip with pressure. And 33, that's another 9 chip profit. So there's 9 chips there. And that will spin 30. So now we're going to collect everything. Let's see, so that is 20 right there. We're going to rake it all and see what we finished with. I know we're down, but it might not be as bad as we're thinking. We bought in for $300. All right, so there is 40, 80, 120, 160, 170, 180, 82, 84, 86. So 186. So that's a loss of $114. Okay, so $114. We went 30 spins with the 30 chip with pressure. Probably, let's say we got 120 points for that first 20 spins. And then let's say they came over and they caught you at 100 for the third, from 20 to 30. So that's another 100 points. So let's say you might have earned 200 points over that 30 spin session. So, I mean, that's pretty good. You know, so let's see. So let's pay this out. So we got 100 and what was it? 186. So we're going to say it's 100 and let's say 175. Let's say we would have thrown some tip to the dealer. Okay, so that's one thing you guys need to focus on is, you know, tip your dealers. You know, they're there working, trying to help you earn some money. Not really. I mean, they're working for the casino, but they want you to win just as much. So, and sometimes it helps whenever you're tipping and the pit boss is around and he kind of sees you're a generous player. He'll help you out with your average. So that is one thing you might want to focus on is tipping your dealer, making sure that your dealer stays happy with your play. All right, so we know we bought in for 300. We walking away with 175. All right, so we're going to say we lost $125 on that session, and that's including tips. All right, so let's see what we on. Okay, Ambient, you're on here, and you wanted to see if I played the 7 chips to profit plus 3. All right, so let's see. Let's try that one. Let's give that one a go. Some of you've probably seen it. So it's called 7 chips to profit plus 2. So we're going to buy in. Let's buy in for $200. And remember, you got to give them your C-Pass. They'll scan it and give it back to you. That's how you get your points on the cruise. Now, all this stuff is through Royal Caribbean. I only sell Royal Caribbean. I've been on Carnival once. Really didn't like the ships that much, so I just kind of stuck with Royal Caribbean. And I think I'll be diamond at the end of the year after I got 3 cruises left, I think, this year. So I think I'll be diamond at the end of the year. All right, so here we go, $200. And let's see, we're going to play with color chips. All right, so let's kind of get it started right here. And, you know, again, we're going to shoot for 20 spins. This is called 7 chips for profit plus 3. All right, so the way this is I set my chips out. So this is $200 in $2 chips. Okay. And let's set this out of the way right here. All right, so what I do is I'm going to set this up. I'm going to break them down into 10 chip stacks. So 7 plus 3 is 10. All right, so here we are. So we have 10 chances here to hit something, okay? All right, so I just spun it to see where it landed, to see kind of where the wheel's going to drop it, okay? So here we go. We got 7. All right, so that is an odd. It's a red. It's on this end. All right, so we're going to say, let's go black. All right, we're going to go black. So I put 10 chips on black. Your first bet, this is a step system, so your first bet is on black or any of the even pays. Okay, 1 to 18, even, red, black, odd, or 19 to 36. Okay, that's how this is all set up. What if I put the 18 chips on a single street? Make 6 on one and 3 column, 24. Hit a second. I'd have to lay that out and just see how it looks. Start bet high, low only. Okay. All right. Well, I just went black on that one, so that was a loss. All right. So here we go. All right. So we're going to go. Let's go low. And then this one here is, I don't know. It's hit or miss, just like all the other systems. But you got to get this step one. Oh, I need chips on there, not the marker. I'm losing track here. All right. Okay, so 1. All right, so that's a winner. So here we go. Now what we do is now we have 2 stacks of 10. I take 6 of these back to my rack. All right, there's 6 there. Now I have 14 chips. Let's see, what did that hit on? They hit on the right side of the wheel. So if you know my yin and yang, we're going to go left. Okay, so here's the pattern that I play for the left side of the wheel. So this is 14 numbers on the left side of the wheel. All right, so this is spin 3. And with this strategy here, we're wanting one of them to hit, of course. And then we're just going to rebet it and see if we can get a couple of them in a row. All right. All right, 1, of course. That was a miss. All right. But over that cycle, we brought 6 chips back to our rack, which meant we only lost 4 chips. All right, so I got to add 4 chips to it, and let's go high. So we're going to go high now. Now stay left. All right, we're going to go high on this one because we've hit 1, 2 times in a row, I think. On single street. All right, 35. All right, that's a good one. All right, so that is a 10 chip win right there. All right, so there we are again. We're going to take 6 of these back to the rack. Okay, we're just kind of replenishing our rack a little bit. Now we have 14 chips. Let's see. All right, Ambient, you said stay left. All right, here we go. We're going to stay left. All right, here we go. 14 numbers covered on the left side of the wheel. All right, 7. Just missed it. All right, so that hit 7. That hit the right side of the wheel. All right. So here we go. We're going to start with 10 again. All right, high or low? Y'all throw something out there, high or low? Okay. Have to wait for the delay. High, low. Let's see. Let's go high. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this one. All right, 34. There we go. All right, so far it's working out. All right, so there we go. So we have the 10 chips there. We're going to take 6 of these back to our rack. All right, I'm going to stay left this time again. I think that's what you're wanting to do, Ambient. So we're going to stick with the left. Okay, 21. Bingo. Finally got one. Okay, so that's going to pay 35 to 1. Okay, so there's 20, 25, 30. There's 35. Okay, so out of this 35, we're going to rebet. Rebet the same numbers again. And then we're going to bring this back to our rack. All right, so that's a 22 chip profit right there. So we're just going to bring that back. And there we go. Now we're reset. We're going to let it ride now. Stay constant with the left side. Okay. All right, that's what we're going to do. Okay, 35. We just missed it. So that's on the left side of the wheel, but it's just outside of the ones we cover. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to stay high or go low. Let's see. Hit very well on your Yin Yang right last night at Hard Rock, Tampa. Gator basketball won me. Oh, good. Yeah, they're on a good run. Awesome game. Yep. All right, so we're going to go low on this one. All right, here we go. Let me spin that. Let me turn on a fan before I sweat to death up here. 1 second. All right, I'm back. And of course, it lands on 27. That's a loss. All right, let's see. All right, 18. 1 to 18. Again, let's try it. I'm too much of a chaser. All right, 14. That's a win. All right, so here we go. There it is there. And taking 6 back to our rack. Now we have 14 chips. All right, we're going to stick with left side ambient. We're going to play it like you would play it, I guess, and see how it goes. All right, and again, we've got 14 numbers covered on the left side of the wheel. And right now, we're actually even, surprisingly. All right, 10. That's a winner. Okay, so that pays 35 to 1. So we're going to take that 35. We're going to rebet again. And this should be 22 chips. We're going to bring this back to our rack. And there's 22 chips right there. And here we go. Let's see if we can get 2 in a row. All right, let's see. 33. Dang it. Again, hit 33. It's on the left side of the wheel, and it's sitting right between 16 and 21. So 33 sits right between 16 and 21. Just missed it. All right. Let's see. What did we get? Get it down here. They hit 10 or 3, so that was 2 blacks. Let's go red. We're going to go red now. It just hit 2 blacks in a row. Let's try red. So hopefully, maybe it'll switch. All right, 33. Black. Of course, it would do that. All right. Let's keep it on the red. You know, and for this strategy here, as far as your average goes, I mean, you're starting with $20 because these are $2 chips. You know, they'd probably have our average. You know, all right, so 19, that's win. All right, there again, we're going to take 6 of these back to our rack. All right, we have 14 chips here. We're going to stick to the left. You know, you would hope to be getting more than a $20 average. Now, you know, you'd have 28 out there at this point, so maybe they would have you at 30. Maybe. So it's not a huge point builder, but, you know, there's a chance for making some money. All right, so land on 8. Let's see. So that is base 35 to 1. All right, and we're just going to rebet. Okay, and that should be 22 coming back to our rack. Yep, there's 22. All right, so here we go. I want to hit it again. Let's see, what's the question here? All right, hey, Mike. Glad you got to join us tonight. Say, where can I send me a strategy? Yeah, you can send me a strategy to Roulette Cruisin at gmail.com. All right, you got something to write with. Roulette Cruisin at gmail.com. Just send me a strategy. You know, I'm always looking for something new to try. What we're looking for is like a $200 to $400 buy-in, and you know, see how long it can last. We want to shoot for like 30 spins, typically with a strategy for earning points for a comp system. That's what we're kind of looking for, because that's what I'm kind of going for, is points on a cruise. So it's a comp system. So again, Roulette Cruisin at gmail.com. All right, send it to me. We'll give it a try. Look at that. We got 8 again. 8 2 times in a row. And we're on a run now. Let's see now if I can just tear the whole place to pieces over here. All right, so there we go. Let's take 5 of them back. All right, so that is 35 chips right there. And should we switch sides now? We've been left the entire time, but Ambient, you're saying stick with the left. So we're just going to continue adding to a bankroll over here. So there's 22 chips we just brought back to our rack. All right, here we go. And let's see. All right, we're on spin number 14. 14, we're playing the 7 chips to profit plus 3 is what the name of the strategy is. You'll find it on my channel. Go back several videos back at this point. But just search down through there and you'll probably come across it. All right, so that was 30. So that was our loss. All right. All right, so where should we go now? Somebody tell me. High, low, even, odd, red or black. I want you guys to play along a little bit and kind of tell me what you would do with a strategy like this while you're playing. Because that first pick is, you know, it's the most important one to get it going. Is it better to stay consistent? Oh, it is better to stay consistent. I feel that way sometimes, but, you know, I'm also, well, you know me, I like to chase things. Let's see. So we had 2 8s in a row. We had a 30. So that's 3 evens. Let's go odd. All right. I'm one I like to go against what has hit, like a pattern. You know, so that was 3 evens in a row. Let's go for an odd this time. I have a problem of when I switch right, left, and all that, I switch at the wrong time. Okay, 2. Well, that's not an odd. All right, so that's a loss of there. Let's see. So that's 4 evens. We're going to go odd this time. Now, this is where I get in trouble. Stay the right. Yeah. Yeah, I like the right side because it includes 17, 20. You know, and that's kind of everybody's favorite numbers is right there. All right, so 33. All right, so that's odd. So there we go. So that loss we had, we just got it right back. And we take 6 chips back to our rack. All right, here we go. So I got 14 chips. We're going to stick with the left side. All right, here we go. And that's this is spin number 17. Let's see. If your first bet was right, we play right. So we're sticking with the left. I'm fine with the left. It doesn't matter. All right, 32. That was a loss, but that would have been a win on the right. But, you know, not a big deal. That's why we play. We're just practicing a little bit. Okay, here we go. So what was that? So it hit 33, then 32. Let's go low. We're going to go low. So 1 to 18. We're going to go low. All right, so here we go. This is spin number 18. We're going for 20 spins. Our average, let's say our average is 30. Okay, so in this session here, if we make it to 20, that's going to be about 60 points for that session. All right, 25. That is not a 1 to 18. We're going to stick with it. We're going to stay 1 to 18. All right, spin number 19. Come on. Oh, Lord. 29. Now, see, now we're on a bad run. We're on spin number 20. Let's do this. So we got 14 chips right here. We're going to skip step 1. So it just landed on 29. Let's go left side. We're going to skip step 1. We know we're walking away from the table after this spin anyway. So let's give it a chance. So let's give it a chance to make some money. Come on, everybody think left side. Left side. Come on, left. We missed it. 28. I was going to go right, but I figured I better stay left. All right, so that was it. All right, so there we go. 20 spins. We bought in for $200. Let's see. So that is 40, 80, 120, 160, 170, 180. So $180. So we walked away with 180. So we're down $20 for that session. So we're going to go ahead and pay it. 100. There's 75. And there's 80. Okay. And all right, we're going to be generous. We're going to say we did tip the dealer during that session. So we're going to give him the $5. Walk away with $175 again. All right. All right, what strategy I want to see now? We got time. How long have we been on here? 43 minutes. All right, so we're good. If you want to see something else, let me know what you want me to try. All right, there we go. All that straight now. All right, y'all got a strategy you want me to try? Anything I played on the cruise, of course. I played 30 chip. I played 8 streets. I played the 25-20. 25-20 did pretty good. The 8 streets did really good because I had a wheel that, based on the board, it hit in the middle of the table, like every number on the board was in the middle of the table. So I'm like, man, that's a great time to jump in there on 8 streets. Let's see. All right, so let's see here. Get some money again. All right, waiting for you guys. See if y'all got a strategy, one of my strategies you want me to run through again. All right, no go. All right, so let's just do a quick walk up. So we just walked up to the table. It just hit the right side. I'm gonna buy in for $100. Remember, CPass card. They'll scan it and give it back to you. I'm gonna buy in for $100. Getting colored chips and $2 chips. We're gonna do a Yin Yang. All right, so there is $100. All right, 21. So it landed on 21, so it's hit a left. Let's go one more. Let's see, play my favorite. I like the Yin and Yang, if it can work out. All right, so I usually wait for the wheel to hit 2 or 3 in a row on one side of the wheel, and then I'll go the other side. So we know we just hit 21. The last spin was 28. Okay, 0. Of course, that's one I want to be out of the way. All right, so now we're just kind of lining the board up to hopefully be in our favor. Okay, it really doesn't matter. You know, it's going to land on whichever side it wants to land on, but it just makes you feel better to be able to look at the board. I played a roulette table on one ship that the boards didn't work. None of the boards worked on any of the tables, so it was really tough. All right, so there we go. So 29. So we know we've had left was 21, 0, and then left again. All right, so we're going to go right this time. All right, so 14 numbers on the right. And this is the pattern for 14 numbers on the right side of the wheel, or what I would call the yin. Okay. And if the yin and yang sounds strange to you, go back and look at some of my videos. Early on, I was really pushing the yin and yang strategy, just because I felt like it was one that could work out. All right, 11, bingo. All right, so we got a win there. All right, so remember what I told y'all in that strategy. What I have them do is I'm playing $2 chips here, so that pays $70. Okay, because that's a $2 chip. It pays 70. So I usually tell the dealer, let me have 2 green. They'll give me 2 green and 10 color. Okay, so that is $70. I bring these 2 green back to my rack. I actually put those in my pocket. Okay, and then I'm going to switch sides. Now I'm going to go left. Okay, so now I have 14 numbers covered on the left side. This system isn't for points. You can walk up and play this strategy, maybe get 6 to 10 spins out of it. But rarely do I get more than 25, 30 points for the strategy. But it's just a walk up, kind of get the feel of the table, and kind of get your night started, maybe build just a little bit of a bankroll if it works out, right? All right, 28, so that was a loss. And all I'm looking to do is burn up my colored chips, but hopefully make a little profit at the same time, okay? All right, so we're going back. We're going to stick with the left side and hoping it hits. So I bought it for $100. I've got 50 of it back already. All right, so no matter what, I'm only out $50 at this point. And hopefully that won't be the case. If we can hit on one of these, then we'll be all right. There we go. So 31 just hit. All right, so there we go. So again, what do we say? Dealer, let me have 2 green and 10 color, because that pays 70. So now I'll take these 2 greens back to my stack. And now I'm going to bet again. But this time I'm switching to the right side of the wheel. So I just swapped. I don't know if we're on what. This is probably spin 4 by now. Pretty sure. All right, everybody following along? So right now, I'm even. I'm at $100. If I walked away right now, I'd actually be up a little bit, but I'm at least going to be leaving even. Okay. All right, 7. Bingo. All right, this is one of those best case scenarios. All right, so again, dealer, let me have 2 green. So there's 2 green, 10 color. I'm going to bring those 2 green back to my rack, and I'm going to rebet. So now it's a decision: stay with the same side or swap. Let's just swap. Let's just say it's gonna alternate back and forth. So there we go. Now we got 14 numbers bet on the left side of the wheel. Following along. All right. But, I did this strategy on the ship. I did it one session, walked up with $100 and missed 3 times in a row. And you can only get 3 tries out of it because you don't have enough to make a 4th try. All right, so 34, that's a loss. Let's see, so that hit right. So that's the right side of the wheel. So what have we got left here? 5, we got 13. All right, so let's give it a try. So what can we cover? All right, so we got 1 chip left over. Let's see if they're going to be 31 or 6. Let's go 6. All right, here we go. All right, so we're at 6 spins right now, and we're actually up $50. Tack every the number 4, 8, 11, 9, 36. Oh, that's staggering it all over the table. All right, 31. Now, see, if I'd have taken that chip I put on 6, I'd have put it on 31, we would have won. All right, that was a loss. All right, so there we go. So we went 6 spins, I think, and we're cashing out $150. So let's see. So we're going to say $150 is what we're taking back to our wallet. All right. So, and that, hey, we made $50 profit. So now we can, come back up to the table here in a little bit and at least have a little bit of their money to use to try to get started with something. All right. So let's see. All right, what else we got? So let's see. Take every law, the number 4, 8, 11, 9, 12, 10, 17, 20, 25, 26, 29, 33, 34. Ooh, that's a lot of numbers to cover. I don't know if I can, it'll take me too long to read that off and put the chips out there on that. Let's see. Let's do 25, 20. We are at, man, this thing's still accurate. It says it's only been 43 minutes. Don't believe so. So let's do some 25, 20. Let's see. We're going to buy in for $300. So $300. CPass card, they'll scan it, they'll give it back to you again. All right, so $300, and that's going to be for $5 chips. Okay, so $5 chips. And I don't know how many points we would have for the night. So what did we say, 200 earlier? That was probably 60 points, give or take, a few minutes ago. So, we're under 300 points for the night right now. All right, so here we go. So 25, 20. So remember, this is 25 here and 20 on the 3rd dozen. So 25 on 1 to 18 and $20 on the 3rd dozen. This one I was actually able to get into profit with it considerably. I was actually up $100 But I had 2 losses in a row, which then, you know, killed my bankroll, or at least killed my profits, I will say. All right, so here we go. So 11. All right, that's only a 1 chip profit. So we're going to go ahead and bring that back to our rack. All right, this is spin 2. We'll try to go 20 spins on this and see if it can last 20 spins. I was fluctuating with this one a little bit. I was kind of trying some things. They had my average at $50 with this strategy. I do know that. All right, 24. All right, set this way. That's a bad number. That's a complete loss. 25, 20 again. Yeah, I got a cruise. I think not this coming next week. I guess the 10th. I think the 10th. I leave out on Voyager out of Orlando or Cape Canaveral, I guess. All right, so 28. So I got to get some practice in because it's going to be a new year, which means I'll be going for some points. All right, so that was a 3 chip profit right there. So we go 1 and 2. So now we're at 35 and 25. So now our average went from $45 to $60. Let's see. Stack every loss. All right, 16. That should be a 2 chip profit. So there's 2 chips. I'll bring that back to my rack. And there we go. And on the cruise, I would get a little bit of profit, and then I would reduce it down. I think I'd go like 2 wins, and then I would just drop it down, um, to make sure that I was covering, making sure I was staying in profit the whole time. All right, that's another 2 chip profit. So there's $20. But, it's like I just need to recover $45 to cover my initial $45 bet. That's what this strategy is doing. I'm looking for points, but also with a chance of making some money. All right. So 6. All right. Again, that's another 2 chip profit. Okay. So that's 3 wins right there. So on the cruise, I think I was going 2 there and 3. So I was reducing it down to 15 and 10. And then take this back to my rack. All right. And that way I know I'm covered. Now I'm playing with their money. I was sure to cover the money that I had invested, and that I had won. I've actually won $25, so now it's being used. All right, and look, it hits 22. That worked out pretty good because I didn't lose any of my money. I actually lost 25 of their money. Okay. All right, here we go. Reset. 25 and 20. Let's see. I'm on Adventure on the 14th. I haven't received any Explorer offers. I haven't been on Adventure yet. So I got Voyager. This will be the first time I've been on Voyager. All right, there we go. That's 12. That's only a 1 chip profit. All right. Take that back to our rack. But I just got off the Liberty, and it's like, I don't know. There was like no one in the casino. It was like the casino was dead. The entire cruise, no matter when I went in there, during the day, at night, it was just weird. All right, 34. All right, that should be a 3 chip profit there. So there's 3 chips there. Now 25, 20, add 1 and 2. And maybe kind of what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to earn $25 here. I think that's what I was doing on the cruise. I'd get enough to get $25 and then I would drop it to there. All right. And that is a 2-chip win. So there we go. We'll put 2 right there. Let's see, the 12th of April. Okay, so you're going on the adventure on the 12th. Says I'm going to visit the next cruise on the ship and talk about Voyager when it moves from Lisbon to Port Canaveral in October. I got you. I got you. All right, 16. That's another 2-chip profit right there. So we're going to take that back. So now we're at $25 for my profit. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my $45 back to the rack. I'm going to put 15 on 1 to 18, $10 on the third 12. Now I'm just working with their money. And hopefully they don't come over. If they come over, bump these back up. If you see the pit balls coming your way, bump them back up. And that way you can kind of keep your average up. But when they would walk away, this is kind of something I would do. All right, so what that does with 15 and 10, that's a 1-chip profit. I would rack that 1 chip. There we go. All right. And I know it's only a $5 win, but you know, you only need a few of them to get your $45, you know. So, and right now, even if I busted, I'm even right now. All right, 2. Again, that's a 1-chip profit. All right, we're sticking with it. All right, what do y'all think of this adjustment? I mean, this was something I come up with while I was on the ship. Just kind of tweaked it a little bit to, you know, make use of their money instead of risking mine. All right, 1. That's a 1-chip profit. Bring it back to the rack. Does anybody have any idea how long I've been on here? What time is it? All right, it's 10:05. All right, 19. All right, that's a bust. All right, so there we go. What did we do? We're going to call that quits right there. So 10, there's 15. So we went 15 spins. Let's say they gave us an average of 50. So that would have been 50 plus probably 25. So we'd have been 75 points for that session. And we walked away. We bought in for $300. We're walking away with $310. So 1, 2, 3, and 10. Okay. All right. So there we go. Take that back over to our bankroll. Clear that all out of the way. So for the night, we're probably just over 300 points for the night with all them strategies that we tried out. You know, a couple of them, you know, didn't go very well, but you know, it did well enough. I don't think we've lost a whole lot of money, to be honest. So we started with $1,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. There's 9. So we're at $910 for the night. Walk away. We've lost $90. So with all them sessions we just played, we lost $90 over the whole time, and we probably got, I would say, probably 300 to 350. Just guessing here because I really didn't keep track of it that well tonight. But probably close to 300 points for the night. Playing them few sessions we played, and that's pretty good. You know, in my opinion, if you can get through the night with only losing $90, I think we're in. You'll be in good shape. So, what do you guys think? We give it a try anyway. But Hey, if y'all would, make sure, please, if you would hit that like button for me. And if you don't mind, like and subscribe to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruisin. And I'll try to get back on there later, and I'm going to try to get back on here again next Sunday. Something comes up, you'll just see. I'll try to schedule it early enough that you guys maybe will see it. Earlier in the day when I know I'm probably going to be free for the night. That's kind of how I'm going to have to play it. I can't really go that far in advance and plan them that far ahead. But anyway, I'll try to schedule them. If you see them show up on the schedule, then just try to join me. I appreciate you guys chatting in tonight. I really do appreciate the chats. It really, it's entertaining. And let's see, great show today. Thanks, Ambient. I appreciate that. Wow, it's already March 31st where you're at. And I'll see you next week. All right, guys, be sure to like and subscribe to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruisin. And until next time, happy cruising. We'll see y'all.